Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply, and this video is to bring you a closer look at the Cal-Royal part number 369. This is a package of 14 pieces of sex bolts, through bolts, whatever, however you know them. And when you buy one, you are indeed buying a package of 14, and they're all the same. And let's go over it now. So first of all, why 14? Well, these are intended for vertical rod exit devices. So I can envision that you're going to have 4 for the head case, 2 for the end cap area, and you'll probably have 4 for the top latch and 4 for the bottom latch. And that's where you'll come into having 14 total bolts. Now, this is what the through bolt or sex bolt looks like. Okay, this is a 1024 thread, and that is the smaller of the two sizes that you'll see in hardware generally. The other size and far more common is quarter 20, and you'll see those used on door closer bodies all the time. Door closer bodies for sure. But the problem is quarter 20 is simply too large for exit device hardware in most instances. Enter the 1024. Now, the female portion actually has the same size on the barrel that the Cal-Royal 970, the quarter 20, would have. That's going to give you a dimension of 0.371 inch, 0.371. So you're really going to drill a 3/8 hole. The OD of the head is 0.529. The splines that are on here will prevent it from spinning as you put the screw in from the other side and start to tighten it down. Okay, that's certainly, you don't want it to spin. The length of this is where it gets a little unusual. 1.264 from the underside of the head to the tip of the bolt. 1.264. So it's basically 1.25 inches. That's a little unusual, and I'll talk about that in a moment. The overall length of the male portion is 1.248, and the threaded area itself is going to be right in the area of 1.125. So basically 1.25 inches. Okay. The diameter of this will be a number 10, and that diameter of that bolt is going to be 0.18. 0.18. So I could say you drill a 3/16 hole on one side, 3/8 hole on the other side. Don't drill a 3/8 hole all the way through the door. Don't do that. Don't drill a 3/16. Well, I guess you could get started with a 3/16, but 3/8 out here, 3/16 over here. I'd say you can go a 1/4 inch over here, but no bigger. The reason is as you tighten this down, if this was if this was intended for an 1.75 inch thick door in the sense of the length of the female portion, this would ideally be like 1 11/16, because when you tighten this side of the bolt down, that inside steel is going to get pushed against the shoulder of the female portion, preventing you from crushing the door down. This does not give you that feature, and in fact, it's really all it's doing is through bolting it through the door, which is great, but it would be nice, and you'll notice on quarter 20 sex bolts that the inside length of that sleeve is specifically intended for an 1.75 inch thick door. Whether you see it on door closers or on vandal resistant exterior trim for exit devices or latch guards, you'll see a through bolt and grommet nut, through bolts, sex bolts. You'll see all of that stuff. And so that would be the only funny thing about that. They specifically say these are for 1.75 inch thick doors. And I cannot think what would be the purpose of them being shorter. I can't think of any hardware conflict that you would have, etc. These would be certainly very ideal for 1 3/8 doors because of that length. Now, you can obviously expect to use these on your vertical rod devices or rim devices, but if it's for a vertical rod, you'd want the 369 because that'll give you more bolts than the 370. They are, for all intents and purposes, the same bolt. But you can use these for other instances. I've had a customer call me up and say, yeah, I've got this residential door closer, and I have to through bolt it because the screws are stripped out. Okay, great. Quarter 20 good? Nope, that's too big. I can't get the body through the bolt, the male portion, through the body of the door closer. 1024 is perfect for that sort of scenario. You might be through bolting a piece of trim onto a door, like maybe a cover plate for a mail drop. You might be through bolting a crash chain on a door. You might have a need to through bolt a pole handle onto a door. Something nice, a little bit smaller is good. I would certainly probably look for maybe a number 10 finish washer, like a countersunk type washer, if you feel, you know, that if you are not going through adequate material thickness where this flat oval head screw is going to work. So you might want to put consideration into that. It's a number 10 screw. You can certainly find those types of washers that will finish that off. Anyway, lots of places to use these. It's almost generic in its sense. It's a little bit smaller situation than the 1/4-20 used on door closer bodies primarily, but also exit devices, you'll see them. Other pieces of hardware like bumper guides. If you imagine walking down a hallway and hitting a door that's got a large piece of metal attached to the face of it, that you can hit it with the cart and just open the doors, that's generally, you know, going to be something like 1/4-20. Finally, there's a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all of the Cal Royal products that we sell, but a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to the full product catalog. If you have any questions on the Cal Royal, they're part number 369, set of 1024 sex bolts for vertical rod devices or any other Cal Royal product, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you.